Hi, my name is Maka and this is my second weather briefing. Current national weather. This is a surface analysis chart. I'll give you a few examples of what this chart depicts. In the western part of Texas, you'll see a high pressure system, and sitting above that is the low pressure system in New Mexico. Starting from that low in New Mexico and up to the low in Colorado is an orange dashed line representing a trough. Beginning from the low in Colorado, moving westward is a cold front. At the low between Iowa and Nebraska, there is a brief stationary front. This is a low-level upper air analysis chart. On the left image, you can see a freezing level starting from Arizona over to Texas and up towards Nebraska, back west towards Utah, up to Montana, and finally finishing off the coast of Washington. This freezing level is at 16,000 feet, as indicated by the 160 located along that line. On the east coast of the United States, you'll see a red circle around Virginia and North Carolina, and this means IFR weather conditions within that area. This is an infrared black and white satellite. It uses the radiation emitted from the Earth's surface to show cloud coverage. Here's a radar image over southern South Dakota and northern Nebraska. You can see a lot of moisture content, and where it starts showing orange to red areas means thunderstorm activity. This is a convective outlook. It shows coverage across the U.S. where you can expect convective activity. These are airmets and sigmets. The airmet indicates moderate turbulence within the area of the orange line. The turbulence in the northeast corner starts at 26,000 feet and extends up to 40,000 feet. On the right, the sigmet indicates thunderstorms within these red-lined areas. PIREPs are pilot reports. They are kind of like heads-ups from other pilots of what the weather's like where they're flying. The blue symbol indicates negative turbulence at 29,000 feet, and the green symbol means light turbulence at the same altitude. This is a freezing level chart. On the bottom, it indicates the height of the freezing level with different ranges of colors. The red area across the majority of the U.S. is a 15 to 17,000 foot freezing level. Current local weather. These are METARs. On the left is the whole U.S. The areas of green are VFR weather, blue is moderate VFR, red is IFR, and pink is low VFR. On the right, it's zoomed in so we can read one of these METARs. The Grand Forks METAR reads a temperature of 62 degrees Celsius and a dew point temperature of 61 degrees Celsius, with the winds out of the west at 5 knots. This is a color infrared satellite. It is just like the black and white infrared satellite we saw earlier, but enhanced with color to make it easier to pick out clouds. Here's the radar imagery across the Minneapolis section of the United States. There's a lot of thunderstorm activity stretching across the South Dakota-Nebraska border and the Minnesota-Iowa border. Here's a METAR of the local area. We went over the Grand Forks METAR, so we'll read the Fargo one. It reads a temperature of 67 degrees Celsius and a dew point temperature of 64 degrees Celsius with calm winds. There are no current PIREPs in this region. National Weather Forecast. This is a low-level significant weather chart. We saw this earlier, so I'll go over the one I haven't done. On the right chart within the blue cloud is the moderate VFR weather. Here's the convective outlook. There's no chance of convective activity across North Dakota and a marginal chance across Iowa. Local weather forecasts. These are TAFs, basically longer-lasting METARs that are issued every 6 hours. The Jamestown TAF reads scattered clouds with light winds. Here's the winds and temps aloft chart. We look at this as pilots to pick the best altitude to fly at depending on the winds. The Grand Forks 3,000 foot level is indicating 10 knots of wind from the northwest. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you again in my third and final weather briefing.